Clutch Sports Talk. Let's go. Good morning, everyone. Happy holidays to you guys. It's me, your boy Ryan Flowers, aka Clutch Sports Talk, in the house. It's week 15 and it's NFL Sunday morning with me, Ryan Flowers. Man, we got lots to recap and break down. I got to talk about Urban Meyer. He's out in Jacksonville. What should the Jags do? Who should they be looking for? Who's somebody they should be targeting? Also, the Chiefs have officially gotten their swagger back. They are number one right now in the AFC today. After the Patriots lost last night. And what does it mean now moving forward for them? Are they going to be able to hold on the rest of the way and maybe make it back to the Super Bowl, because the AFC is all up in the air right now? And also, I also got to talk about Mac Jones. He's Mac to reality. Listen, a lot of people are high on him. I'm okay. I don't know. I'll share my sentiments on this guy. It's not all bad, trust me. And also my Week 15 power rankings, and finally my woeful clutch picks of the week. Hey, I was 3-1 last week, so and I easily could have went 4-0, but we'll see how I bounce back this week. But anyway, sit back and relax the show. This is Clutch Sports Talk NFL Sunday morning with me, Ryan Flowers. Let's go. Welcome in, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Sunday. Happy holidays to everyone out there. This could be a great time of the year for some people, and it could be a very terrible time for some people this time of year. So I do acknowledge that. So, but either way, man, hope you're doing all right. If you woke up this morning, hey, you're still with us. So that's a blessing in itself. So I appreciate you guys hopping on the live stream today. If you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, man, appreciate you guys. Make sure you subscribe. Go to YouTube, man. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notifications link. That way you know when I go live every single time on Sunday and Monday. You guys know what it is. It's real simple. You type in Clutch Sports Talk, and I'm literally the first one that pulls up. I mean, it's really not that hard. So help a brother out, man. Hey, I'm not asking for money. All I want for Christmas is more subscribers. So, hey, you can help with that, and make sure you share the content. Get it out to the masses. Get it out to everybody that you know. Your mom, your dad, your baby mama, your baby daddy, your brother, your sister, Uncle Pootie, whoever. Get it out there, man. And if you're watching right now, man, make sure you drop a comment. Just tell me what's up, man. Good morning. How you guys doing? Or good afternoon for you East Coast people out there. But like I said, at the top of the show, we got a good show in store for you guys today. Urban Meyer, I'll start with that first. I'll start with Urban Meyer off the jump. Listen, it was a strange hiring in the beginning. I'm not big on college coaches making that transition into the NFL because it's tough. It's definitely tough. One thing I'll say there, excuse me one second. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. College and NFL is just totally two different arenas. Now, there have only been not even a handful of guys that have come and had great success. Obviously, one that comes to mind is Jimmy Johnson, Pete Carroll. Both of those guys have won Super Bowl. Barry Switzer did win a Super Bowl coming from college to the NFL, but I feel like that's a little different. He didn't have to build that up. I think Barry Switzer kind of lucked into that position there. You know, it is what it is. Well, hey, what's up, David, man? Long time no see, bro. Hope you're doing all right, man. Yeah, hope you're doing all right, man. Happy holidays to you and your family. Also, my boy Bryson Carver, he says, what's up, bro? Got a chance to get double-digit wins yesterday. Yeah. Good for you, man. Appreciate you. So listen, and those are my guys. David and Bryson are my guys. So appreciate you guys for tapping in on this Sunday morning. But as far as college coaching in the NFL, it's just too different, man. Like college coaching is a lot because first of all, you're dealing with kids, and I get it, man. In the NFL, the guys are young too, but the only difference, these guys are getting paid. And I guess college players are getting paid now too. So, but anyway, college coaching, man, it's a lot more motivation that I think that you need, the rawing and the way you can talk to kids, because you can strike fear in kids because why? You're in control of their whole career as far as their college career, right? You have the choice to not play a kid. And I guess the same thing works in the NFL, but the difference is now you're dealing with a grown man. And you can't just get rid of a grown man like that. And I think a lot of times these coaches, they come from these small college towns. You look at Urban Meyer's experience here. I mean, listen, he coached at Utah, Bowling Green, if I'm not mistaken. uh, Gainesville, Florida, and Columbus, Ohio. No offense to any of those great cities, but it's not the NFL. It's not on that same level. And you can control the media because look, when you're a dominant football coach, especially a dominant head football coach like Urban Meyer, you control that university. You have more power than the AD. Hell, you probably have more power than the dean of the university. Why? Because football is king. And now when you take you have this mindset that you can do no wrong. And trust me, he's done a lot of wrong. Honestly, I would they need to do a 30 for 30 on Urban Meyer, especially that Florida team, the Florida teams that he had. I would be locked in to watch that. But nonetheless, you have this mindset that you're above everything. You come to the NFL, you're not above everything. Guys will call you out for your stuff. And honestly, it just didn't pan out for him. He did not, he lost the locker room. I think he lost the locker room when he decided to bring Tebow into the fold. Even if he wasn't really seriously considering Tebow making the team, the fact that you brought him in and brought him in as a tight end, not even a quarterback, says that to you, to everyone else, that hey, I get it. It's nepotism. We all hook each other up. We all have people that we want to hook up, knowing they're probably not fit for the job. But listen, Tebow had no business being in there. And then you look at some of the other decisions that he made. He hired, I believe, it was an athletic trainer or athletic what do you call it? Like a fitness guy. What do you call these guys? Not a personal trainer, but a conditioning strength coach. The guy from Iowa who was fired from Iowa for being racially insensitive, and you bring this guy in? Like, come on, man! Like, that's crazy. We got some comments already. David already. He says Urban had everything to succeed. It's like having a brand new franchise number one pick. And yeah, I mean, listen, the Jacksonville Jaguars are not a model of success in the National Football League. They've had their little runs, their first year they made the AFC Championship with Mark Brunell. They had a couple good years there, a little bit in between there, sprinkled in the 2017. They made again the AFC Championship game and lost to the Patriots. So they've had some kind of glimpses of success, but over time they're just not. It's just not a very well ran franchise, I would say. There's a lot of dysfunction. It would be crazy. And David also says he'd want to see a 30 for 30 on the Utah team with that before. Yeah. I mean, I would agree. I mean, Urban does he deserves his own 30 for 30, and I think the Florida teams that he was on deserves a 30 for 30 themselves. So that way we're not missing out on anything, right? So, but it's back to Urban. It's like, look, man, he he should have never been hired in Jacksonville. He wasn't the type. A lot of these college coaches probably. I'm not going to say you should never hire a college coach to coach in the NFL, because you've seen some type of success, but more often than not, it doesn't work out because these guys, college football coaches, have some of the biggest egos in sports. Like I said before a couple minutes ago, they run everything. They run the media, they run the school, they have say so. And that's why a lot of these guys, when they get picked up, they go to college, they control everything. Look at Nick Saban. He was like, you know what? I was dominating at LSU. Let me go coach the Dolphins. Oh, I don't have control over all this. I can't really. I have an owner I have to respond to, or communicate with. He's like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna head back over to college, and I'm gonna be able to run that forever. Lincoln Riley was never gonna leave college, man. Why would you? He had a good thing at Oklahoma, right? Now he's at USC. If I'm especially, I can maybe still see him leaving eventually because he is young. I think he's like my age, like 36, 37, young guy. He might want to tackle that depending on his success at USC. But a Nick Saban, he's never coming back to the NFL. Why would he, man? Look what he's built up. Urban Meyer should have just stayed in college. Now, I don't even think he can even get a college gig right now at this point. And if he does, it's going to be at a lower school. Maybe one school might take a chance on him. I don't know. There are some vacancies that need to be filled in some schools, but for the most part, most of the shoes have dropped on the bigger schools. My boy Bryson says, excuse me, total disaster from beginning to end. Jags have to get a true NFL head coach like a Brian Daboll. Yep. Try to develop Trevor Lawrence into a generational talent. Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you one thing, the Jags will play inspired football today for sure, because that dark cloud has been lifted. Now, I'm glad that you brought that up, Bryson, about bringing in somebody. First of all, the Jags need to bring in an adult, a true, mature adult. Now, the name that I've seen been kicked around, especially on social media, is Jim Caldwell, former Detroit Lions football coach, who was fired. I would say, yeah, they still made the playoffs with him, and they had a winning season the year he got fired. Is he the future? No, but I think he might be a bridge gap. I would say he's a mature individual. I think he can get those guys to play. It all depends on who he brings around in his staff. Now, I'm not saying he's a perfect ideal situation. Brian Dable's a good, I would say, the offense. I mean, he's the coordinator for the Bills, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm not. If I'm wrong, but maybe he can help, do something like that. There are qualified guys out there in the NFL, not retreads, but there are qualified guys that are in the league right now that we don't really necessarily know about that can probably come out and help this team. And Caldwell would be a good transitional coach, as Bryson would say, because I don't think he got a fair shake when Detroit fired him, because you see all what they did. They got Matt Patricia. He sucks. Dan Campbell will probably be there a lot longer than what than he needs to be. And David says, why not Leftwich? You know what? I'm not opposed to it. Now, I will say Leftwich doesn't have the head coaching experience, so he would need to. And this is the problem that Urban Meyer also made, the mistake that he made. Going into this situation, he's a college guy. His number 2 guy did not have a lot of NFL experience. And that's a big mistake. It's fine if you're going to be a first-time coach in anything, right? But you need to bring in people that have experience, and he did not do that. And if you go with the Leftwich, which I would not be shocked. I would not be like, oh my God, like that's a terrible pick. If you do that, if you're Brian Leftwich, because you know the area, you played there for so long, you know what the environment is. Why not? You have to bring in somebody like kind of what Sean McVay did years ago when he took over with the Rams. Wade Phillips was the defensive coordinator. If I'm not mistaken, he was the assistant coach. And you're like, well, why is that a big thing? It's a big deal because Wade Phillips, even though he didn't have a lot of success as a head coach himself, he's a tremendous defensive coordinator. He's been in the league for 50-something years. He knows the NFL ranks. He knows how to get things done. And I think that could work. And I think Leftwich, is probably learning a lot from Tom Brady right now. He could probably come and take that and bring that to Jacksonville. So Caldwell, Leftwich, those are some guys that are off. Dable, those are guys that I think, but no college guys, no new guys right now, unless they've have some type of NFL pedigree. And if they don't, they better make sure they bring in guys that do and that can help them when times get tough. So, because the Jacksonville Jaguars, to me, they got some talent, man. I don't think that they're depleted of talent. They definitely have talent. Leftwich, I don't remember. I don't think he was a high draft pick. I know Bryson probably can look into that for us here real quickly if he's still on there. But the Jags have talent. They have talent. I mean, you got the number 1 draft pick, which we haven't really seen a lot of him like in full display yet, maybe because the coaching wasn't there. So the Jags are in a very peculiar situation because they do have the talent. They just have to find the right guy to nurture it and get it out on the football field. And if they can do that, they might have a chance. Because look, that division could be up for anybody. I mean, are we really afraid of the Colts? I mean, they got a great defense. We saw what they did last night. But look, Carson Wentz, 57 yards or something like that, 12 attempts. Are we afraid of the Colts like that? No. The Texans, God knows what's going to happen. And they need a new coach. They need a whole new revamping of that organization, right? And then the Titans, obviously, Derrick Henry's out this year, but in the future, is this the beginning of Derrick Henry starting to break down physically? I think so. So that division is for anyone to win, man. That's honestly, that division is interesting because next year someone could be better. And we don't know who. And it could be the Jags if they get the right guy. So that's just my thoughts on that. We'll see what happens. But Urban Meyer definitely needs to rebuild his brand. If he wants to go back to coaching, which I don't think he wants to go back to the NFL. He might want to go back into the booth and call games and be an analyst. Even then, he still might have to kind of rebuild himself because of some of the stuff that we heard about him. I mean, it wasn't flattering stuff that we heard about this guy. He was a complete jerk. David said, Texas needs to move. Texans belong to the Cowboys just like the Cowboys. Yeah. I mean, the Texans they haven't done anything. So I would love to talk to a Texans fan just to get in the mindset of what they're thinking, because honestly, what does it mean to be a Texans fan? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That's interesting. But all right, moving along. For those who didn't know, Kansas City Chiefs have won. They won again. They won again. I believe that what's that? Their seventh straight game. They defeated the San Diego Chargers on Thursday night in overtime. It was a great game. Great game to watch. Listen, the Chargers keep doing Charger things. I don't care who's the coach. Anthony Lynn got a lot of heat, right, for doing certain things. And this guy Staley, he's no better, man. If they kick those field goals, they win those games. And I get it. You want to score touchdowns, and you live by those decisions. And some of them I would agree that maybe you need to go for it. But sometimes you just got to take the points. You just got to take the points. And honestly, it didn't work out for them. And the Chargers continue to lose games in such a fashion that it's like, it's not the coach. I think they're just cursed. Now, if you talk to Chiefs fans, this is what they're saying.
I got my swagger back.
Yeah, the Chiefs got their swagger back. They are number one right now in the AFC. In the AFC, and look, I'll be the first to admit I did not see this coming. I thought they were done for. I thought for sure this team probably wasn't going to make the playoffs because they were fourth in the AFC West. And now look, they're number one in the AFC. So look, when you give takes, man, you don't know if you're going to be right or wrong. You're going off of your own conviction, and it is what it is. I'll be the first. I'm a man. I'll be like, look, I was wrong, and I'll be the first one to say it. So I don't need anyone telling me I was wrong because I know I was wrong. So, but the AFC is still up in the air, but the fact that they're back, and it proves to me that at the end of the day, man, football is about getting the ball to your guys, and that's exactly what they did, man. They got the ball to Tyreek. They got the ball to Kelsey, who ended up winning the game on a walk-off touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, I wouldn't say he's regressed. Teams have started to figure out slowly what you can do, but at the end of the day, you can't stop a lot of what they do because of their personnel is so tremendous. There's no secret, man. Cover 2 safeties. That's not new to the NFL. That's been around, but people are like, you know what? This is what we're going to do with the Chiefs. We are not going to try to get beat over the top. We're not going to try to give them 50, 60-yard plays. We're going to let them nickel and dime us. That's what people are committing to. And honestly, it works for some teams and it doesn't work. Because some teams were able to slow them down and completely take them out of their rhythm. And some teams, they try the same tactic and it doesn't work. So I don't know. It just depends on the team and the matchup at this point in time. And to me, the Chargers, they're going to waste Justin Herbert's talent. They are. They're going to waste, like they wasted all their talented players that have gone through San Diego or now in LA. This notion that they're a playoff team, they're in the hunt, but no, we don't take them seriously because at the end of the day, we all look at the Chargers and say, you know what? They're gut on paper, they got good talent, but they're gonna find a way to blow it either way, and that's what they do. And I'm not even hating on them. I have no problem with the Chargers. I just think that they're like an overrated team. They're almost like the Cowboys of the West. Like they got good talent, but they can never put it together. And the Chiefs are back. The Chiefs are back. And they're going to be, and their defense is playing better. Now, they got torched a little bit, but that's the NFL, man. You're going to get torched every now and then by a good quarterback. That's just what it is. I'm not going to say their defense is terrible now because they proved in the last couple of weeks that they are a good defense. They are solid. Now, are they elite? No. And they were missing Chris Jones. Who was definitely a game changer in the middle of that defense. So he'll be back. I believe he was on COVID protocol. So he should be back next week. We'll see how that goes for them. But look, the Chiefs are back. And honestly, I'm not afraid to say that they are back because they are. But I don't think it's going to be that easy for them. It's not going to be that clear cut because the next team who I'm going to talk about, David says, best thing, Breeze. Yeah, because the San Diego Chargers, they just waste your time, man. They just waste your time. And I feel bad for those fans because they put so much onto that team and they're like, oh, yeah, we got a great quarterback and they're going to blow it. They're going to blow it. They always do. That's what the Chargers do. And as far as the Chargers are concerned, the Chiefs are concerned, they're number one right now. But the next team, the Patriots, who lost last night, 27-17, the game kind of got away from them early. And the guy I want to feature is Mac Jones. And as you can see in the graphic there, it says Mac to reality. Now, a lot of people, I have friends, they know who they are. I won't call their names. They think this kid is going to be a superstar. And I'm here to tell you, he's not. Mac Jones is not trash. I'm not saying he's trash. He's not trash. He is a very competent NFL quarterback. When he got drafted, I said to myself, and I have to go back and watch the tape on the draft show that I did, which that was a lot of work. He went to the right situation. And just like in life, if you find the right situation, you should have some success. And obviously he's the best rookie quarterback this year. Why? Because he had the best team, the best situation to go to. Right? It doesn't mean he's trash. It doesn't mean, I'm putting him down. I'm not hating on the young man. I think he showed some things last night. Obviously, he battled back. He threw 2 interceptions. The game wasn't going their way. But why? Why did they have to throw so much? Because they got down in a hole. And as you can see, with all the great quarterbacks, there's only like 2 or 3 guys in the league that are down 17-0 or 14-0, and you feel like, they'll bounce back, or the game ain't over. While I was watching that game at halftime, I was like, this game's over. And now the Patriots kind of made it sporting in the end. They cut the lead to 3, if I'm not mistaken. And then obviously Jonathan Taylor, who should be an MVP candidate. He won't win it, but he'll be a candidate. He basically sealed the game with a long touchdown run. But Mac Jones was put in a situation last night that he does not want to be in. Why? Because you don't want him throwing the football as many times as he did yesterday. That's not the recipe for New England to win right now. New England wants to play defense. They want to run the football, and they want to create turnovers. They want you to make the mistakes. Then maybe 4th or 5th option is Mac Jones having to throw the ball. I mean, let's just be real. He's 11th in total yards. Okay, whatever. 18th and 14th in touchdowns. Oh, what's going on here? What is going on here? Oh, stupid ads on these computers. Sorry about that. He's tied for 14th. 10 interceptions, and his overall QBR is 51. Okay, if you believe in QBR. Okay. For those of you who love QBR, who are like dweebs like that and love QBR, right? Here's something for you. So in his last 5 games, right? The last 5 games, his highest rating QBR was against the Cleveland Browns, and he had an 86.6, 23 attempts, 198. His average of completion was 82%. So you know what that tells me? Not pushing the ball down the field at all. Then he followed that up. What is going on here? He followed that up with a let's see here, a 37 QBR, 73, a 3.9, obviously the week against Buffalo, and last night a 54. Folks, that is not elite. That is not elite. I'm sorry to say that. Now, he's a rookie. He should get better, and I think he will get better. Obviously, he will get better. But that's not elite talent right there, because they're not asking him to do a lot. And I told my friend, look, the NFL is about pushing the ball down the field. The longer your offense, like, people get this mistaken. Oh man, that was a methodical drive. They're controlling this game. That was a 20-play drive. They went 80. Honestly, dude, that's not good all the time, man. You need to have the ability to have that quick strike, right? It's a reason why, as a military guy, it's a reason why the U.S. has strategic bases around the world. We don't want to have to fly from Camp Pendleton in Oceanside, California, all the way over to the Middle East. It takes too damn long. Yeah, we'll get there, but it takes too long. We want to be set up in Kuwait. We want to be set up in the Philippines. We want to be set up because why? It's quick striking. We can get there faster. We can react faster. That's what we want to do. And in the NFL, that's what it's about. You got to be able to have you have to be able to have plays where you can strike quickly and you can get a lot of yards in chunks. That's what we're trying to do. So, yes, maybe if you're winning a game and you're trying to keep the ball away from the other team, You need those methodical drives. Absolutely. But that cannot be your only premise on offense, is to keep the ball as long as you can. Because that keep away stuff, man, eventually this is what's going to happen. And most defenses know this. Most defenses are willing, they're okay with you saying, you know what, we want to just keep the ball. We'll dink and dunk down the field. Because you know what's going to happen? You'll get a holding call. You'll get some type of illegal formation. You'll get a drop pass. Something will happen in between when you get the ball on 20 on your way to the touchdown. And it happens every time these teams play. So if you're able to cut your plays down from 10 to 5, guess what? That mitigates the risk of not having a penalty or some type of mistake happening. And right now, the Patriots, even though I still think they can contend for a Super Bowl, they're going to have to figure out a way to move the ball more efficiently outside of the run game. And this is where Mac Jones will have to elevate his game. Simple as that. That's it. That's it. And you can debate me on that, but that's a fact. You look at the top offenses right now in the National Football League, you can you can easily say a lot of those teams have quick strike ability. They have guys that they can be like, you know what? I can go get 40, 50 yards from this guy because my quarterback can make a play, or I got a guy that can do that. That's who I'm looking at as far as contenders moving forward. It ain't so much the defenses and stuff like that. Is can you make those big plays when you need to make them, especially against good defenses? And also, the Colts have a tremendous defense, and it was a tough matchup for Mac Jones last night. But at the end of the day, he couldn't make the really big plays. He could, especially on the outside. And guess what? And it didn't help that they were in the hole. Obviously, they had the block punt, which kind of that kind of messed them up. That made it from a 7-0 to 14-0. And let's just be real. The Colts did not on offense. They weren't world beaters. I mean, Carson Wentz threw 12 passes and completed 5 of them for 57 yards, a touchdown, interception. That's not going to win a Super Bowl either. So you Colts fans that are like, oh yeah, relax, okay. But as far as Mac Jones, hopefully he can learn from this loss. Look, they had a nice win. 7 games? They haven't lost since they lost to the Cowboys. In week 6? That's a good string, man. Now they got a big one next week, so they got to back up because they're back at home. They got the Bills, who are out for blood, and this game will probably decide the division. So they still have a lot of football ahead of them. This shouldn't deter him from winning, and it shouldn't diminish what he's done this year. He is a good talent, but I think he's almost hit his ceiling. And to say that he's Tom Brady, and this is what we do now in society, we're so quick to throw out titles and this person's this. And even as a Cowboys fan, people talk about Michael Parsons is Lawrence Taylor. Stop it. Like, do we not know who Lawrence Taylor is? I love Michael Parsons, but he's not Lawrence Taylor. Come on. And Mac Jones is not Tom Brady. He's not. And I get it. Their stats are similar to rookie year, but it was a different era in football. A lot of things are different. So let's give him another year or two, then we can decide. And another guy, Saquon Barkley, he's going to take over the league. Look what happened to Saquon. He's always hurt. He'll never live up to that potential of being the best, greatest back. Was he ever the best back in the league at any point in his career now? No, he wasn't. So we got to stop giving people titles so early. Stop it, people. It doesn't make sense. Let things play out a little bit. It's okay. Let it breathe. Right? Let it breathe. But we don't. Mac Jones is Tom Brady now. The Patriots are gonna go win a Super. Like, they're a good team. Could they win the Super Bowl? I think they could. But they have to do a lot, man. And when you got to do so much, it takes away your chances of actually completing your task, because it doesn't come easy. That's my biggest thing with Dak right now. As a Cowboys fan, can he make some throws? Yeah, but sometimes it's hard watching. It's like, dude, it's like if you have kids, right? I have kids, and I'm like, hey man, can you open up that refrigerator for me? He's a 6-year-old, and he's struggling. He can open it, but he's struggling to open the fridge. When I can just easily walk over there, open it up. Sometimes it's the struggle. Some teams make it look easier than others. Some players make things look easier than others. And Mac Jones is sometimes it looks like it's a lot harder for him. But I'm not going to say he's trash. He's a good player, having a great season. we're gonna see what's gonna happen. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. So, all right, almost out of here, man. Let's head on over. Let's look at the power rankings this week. Some of you might disagree with these power rankings. I ain't gonna lie, but it is what it is. So, week 15 right now, I got Tampa Bay Buccaneers at number 1. That defense is getting healthier. Their secondary is getting better. So I expect them completely to kind of just, we're kind of like in the same position we were last year with them. You know, they had some losses. They lost 2 in a row, one off a bye week. Now they got a big game tonight against the Saints at home. Will the Saints shellac them? I don't. If the Saints beat Tampa Bay tonight, come on. I don't know. They shouldn't. They shouldn't. But it looks like the Saints have had their number. All right. Green Bay still number 2. Aaron Rodgers is basically the heart and soul of that team. But because of him, because of his talent, he's always going to put them in a position to win a lot of football games, okay? And you can't deny that. The Chiefs moving up to number 3. They were completely out of my rankings not that long ago. I wanted to give them time. I wanted to see them. I wanted to see more body of work before I can completely put them back in the lineup. I'm not doing this thing in and out. Like I had the Bengals in there, and then I was like, dude, like the Bengals are not a top 10 team. Let's just be real. Let's get them out of there. So they're not. They're out of there. So the Chiefs are back in because why? They're on a 7-game winning streak. They've put together a body of work that assures me that, you know what? It's not just a fluke. You don't go on a 7-game winning streak and you're lucky. Simple as that. All right. Cardinals, they're kind of limping into this thing right now. Kyler Murray is back. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt again. DeAndre Hopkins is going to miss some significant amount of time. What does that mean for their offense? Can Kyler shoulder the load and help them? Because now, they got a big game next week against my Cowboys, which will be it's not prime time. Well, you consider it prime time. It's Fox game of the week. It got shot up to that time slot. So we'll see. But I'll give them the edge over my Cowboys just because of their record. And, Kyler Murray is a difference maker. He's definitely a difference maker. So we'll see how that goes. Cowboys are in there because of their defense, man, not their offense. Their defense is playing lights out. They've gotten Randy Gregory back. You got Micah Parsons playing like a complete stud, who's probably defensive player of the year, not defensive rookie of the year, player of the year. DeMarcus Lawrence is there. Neville Gallimore. Now they're missing 6 guys today. Tristan Hill will not play. Ziggy Onzua, another rookie defensive tackle that we got from UCLA, he will not play today because of COVID protocol. But I still think they got enough to handle the Giants. We'll see. But I do like the Cowboys, the way their defense is playing, because they're creating turnovers. And that's a big thing. Something that we haven't been able to say a lot in Dallas is their defense is creating turnovers. And you need that when it comes down to big games. The Colts, I'm not like super high on them. They are 8-6 right now. I still do not believe in Carson Wentz. Jonathan Taylor is a talent, but I feel like good defensive teams with a little bit of offense can do something with that. Because if you somehow find your way in a shootout with the Colts, if you're a Colts fan, do you feel confident in Carson Wentz? And the answer is no, you don't. He's had some good games this year. I won't take that from him, but I just don't see it from him moving down. Moving in the future. David has a question. He's like, Cardinals better. I will give them the edge right now just because of the quarterback play and their record. If Dak can clean it up and make the throws that he needs to make, the Cowboys are definitely better than the Cardinals. But right now, I don't trust that offense. I don't trust them. Zeke's banged up. Tony Pollard's banged up right now with the plantar fasciitis that he's got going on right now. Dak is not having a terrible season, but he's not living up to the expectation of week 1. That's what I'm saying. So if I have to give the slight edge, I would give it to the Cardinals at this point in time. But that's going to be an interesting game. That's why I have them at 4-5. That's why I'm having them at 4-5, because I gave them the slight edge because of the records, and that's pretty much it. We got the Patriots. They're still in there, hanging in there at 7, and they can easily get back up there. Look, that game. If they play the Colts again, that game will be different. I think Belichick is a master of adjustments, and I think that game will be different next time for sure. And if they do play again, hopefully that game will be in New England and not in Indianapolis. So we'll see. I still think the Pats are the better team overall, But I had to give them the edge because they just beat them head up, straight up. I mean, that's what it boils down to sometimes. You can look at stats, you can look at this, but if you beat a team straight up, you beat a team straight up. But I don't think that if they play 50 times, the Patriots probably win those games more often than not. So, and then the Rams at number 8, they're kind of getting back up. You can kind of see OBJ doing this thing now. He's on COVID now too, protocol. We'll see how he bounces back. Matthew Stafford, he had a couple rough stretches there. Hopefully they can get back in sync, get that defense going again. They had a big win the other night against the Cardinals on Monday Night Football. So, and that's part of the reason why the Cardinals too, man. Back to them, the 2 times they've been on primetime, they just laid an egg. You lost both of the times, and they didn't look great. So, but the Rams, that division is not sold up yet. I think it might be still close. The Cardinals need to win these games down the stretch. So, these are some meaningful weeks for all those teams in the NFC West, with the exception of Seattle Seahawks, because they're done. And then another team in the NFC West, the San Francisco 49ers, they're getting healthy again. George Kittle is the best tight end in football. I don't want to hear it. Although I do like Kelsey, George Kittle is a man. And he don't cry a lot. Kelsey, to me, cries a lot. And maybe that's just me personally. I'm not saying Kelsey sucks. He's a great talent. But I think George Kittle, to me, is the best tight end in football, especially in the blocking game and the run game, blocking. And his run after catch is really good, too. And don't get me wrong, Kelsey can run after the catch, too. But I like the Niners. They're getting healthy, though. It's just going to boil down to Jimmy Garoppolo and what he can do down the stretch. And Baltimore Ravens, even though they lost their last 2 games, they're falling apart. They're hanging on the edge right here. I had them at 10. I could have easily put, maybe the Chargers back in there. I left them there because they still have Lamar Jackson. We'll see how he bounces back coming off an injury. But I'm going to keep them there for one more week. I'm going to see what they have to offer. And if it's not there, then they're out. They're out. The Titans are out of the Titans are out. I don't believe in them anymore. But they could be 10. They're like, if I had a 15, a top 15, I would say the Titans would be in the top 15, but the top 10, it makes it a little bit more hard, man. And even though there are division leaders, the Ravens are kind of in that mix too. I just don't see the Titans doing anything without Derrick Henry. And they got a lot of injuries. AJ Brown's hurt. Julio Jones is hurt. Ryan Tannehill is just not the guy he needs a lot of help, just like any other quarterback in the National Football League, and they just don't have it right now. So that's why I don't have the Titans in my top 10, if that makes sense. And hey, that's fine if you don't agree. It is what it is. I respect everyone's opinion, but this is my Week 15 power rankings, so that's that. All right, so let's move on. Clutch picks of the week, man. Like, look, I went 3-1 last week. 3-1, so not bad. I'm trying to get back to 500, and hopefully this is the week my luck will change. I'll be back over 500. I'm looking to sweep. I got the Cowboys straight up money line to straight up win. I got the Jacksonville Jaguars to cover at -4.5. They're playing the Texans. They should be playing inspired football. We've seen it a lot of times where head coaches get fired, the team rallies around each other, and they find a way to come out with a great victory. They are playing at home. They are playing a division rival in the Texans, who are donezo. They should win this game. I'm going to be watching that game closely. I like the Saints to cover. I think they'll lose, but I don't think they'll get blown out by more than 12 points. That's what I'm saying basically here. Tampa Bay should take care of this team. The one thing going for the Saints is that their defense is still formidable, and they do have Tom Brady's number. That's the only reason why I have them covering. I still have them losing, but hopefully they lose, but then they don't get blown out either. So I'll be watching that game. And finally, the Titans and Steelers game, under 43 points total. I think that should happen. I don't think that either team is going to be able to move the ball. Tennessee's defense is pretty good. Obviously, we know the Steelers' defense is good too. Quarterback play, it is what it is. I don't think the Titans have enough offense right now, and neither do the Steelers. I think it should be a close game, but I like the under 43 for the total points. So we'll see, man. If I can get this sweep, man, I'll be 22-21. Or excuse me, what's the math on that? Let's see, 19. Yeah, so 23. Excuse me, yeah, 23. Yeah, 23 and 21, man. So I should be good to go. Get over that hump, man. Well, hopefully I can get that go. Hey, man. Hey, David, I appreciate, man. But look, I ain't gonna lie. My picks haven't been good this year. I've taken some risks. I take a lot of risks because I'm looking for those games, right? And I just haven't been able to hit. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens today. And actually, we got some games on Tuesday, Monday. I mean, we got football today, tomorrow, and Tuesday, man. That's great. This is a good time of year. And obviously because of COVID, that's why we've got these games being bumped back to other days. But hey, I ain't mad. I'm off the next 2 weeks from work, so I'll be watching with my feet up, watching some football. So, but that's it, man. I'm out of here. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy those games. Shout out to everyone that was in the comment section. David, Bryson, man, appreciate you guys. Appreciate the love, man. Again, happy holidays. You guys will see me tomorrow on my Clutch Sports Talk live show. I'm going to be recapping all the events that happened this weekend, like the Lakers, AD. I might talk about Jake Paul. I ain't decided yet if I want to talk about that. We'll see. But also what happened today around the NFL, man. It's always a pleasure. So, hey, enjoy yourselves. Bundle up. If it's cold here, man. It's like 30-something degrees in Nevada. That's cold for us. So don't laugh at me. But anyway, that's it. That's all my time, man. I'm out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Happy holidays, man. Everyone stay safe. Peace and love. This is Clutch Sports Talk Live, NFL Sunday morning with me, Ryan Flowers. Never settle till the work is done. Go subscribe to YouTube now.